So just a quick recap. Today is all about fitness in the outdoors. Please do comment in the chat or message me at any time if you have anything that you want some support on, ideas, or anything that you want to contribute. I will ask some questions throughout this training, so if you wanted to write down those questions to come back to them another time, also absolutely fine. But you know, the idea with Lunch and Learn and actually all the things that I do and provide is that I can give you something new to take away and try, or also just kind of prompt some questions, internal questions for you to grow. So my little setup here, I'm in the camper van, which is ideal because of the theme today. And I've actually, not just because I'm doing this, I promise, I have just got back from a little 6k trot around the Southwest Coast Path. It would have been longer, but I didn't get my bum moving this morning, so I had to run sort of a faster loop and to get that done. But the reason I did it is because I'm actually in Croyd at the moment, and it is just absolutely beautiful. And what's always helped me with, I don't even want to say discipline, but momentum, is that some days I might not feel like it. Some days I might be a bit hungover, might have had an extra half a pint last night. Some days I've got so much else on, my capacity is small, but I always think, like, you know, I get my shoes on and I go, or I go and start the thing, and if I haven't got time, I'll do a little bit of something. But something is always better than nothing, and you feel much better for it. So hopefully we're all feeling a bit better now. The sun is shining a little bit more, and it's not quite so chilly, and we have lighter evenings. So I don't know about you, but it makes me feel like the days are longer, and I've got more energy to fit things in. So as always, I've got some notes so I don't waffle on for half an hour about my camping experience. But if any of you haven't been down to Croyd, it's definitely something I would put on your list, because we obviously live in a beautiful location if you're down in Weymouth or anywhere around there, to be honest. But this is, yeah, it's pretty breathtaking being right on the edge of the coast there. And I went to Woolacombe yesterday, and again, like, I've never really walked along that coast, which is beautiful. Right, enough of the rant. Let me know if you've been to the Southwest Coast Path or what you've done of it, because obviously it's massive. Right, so exercise, fitness, whatever you want to call it. Outdoor activities, exercise, fitness includes such a wide range of exercises and activities. So what I've done is I've just listed some ideas here under different headings, but obviously a massive advantage for anything that you're doing is you're going to be in a natural habitat, like I said, with natural terrain, so you can't really plan it. Fresh air, vitamin D, and because of what you're seeing, again, will help with stress reduction. So I've got cardiovascular exercises, obviously working the heart. These ones are probably quite obvious. So we've obviously got jogging or running, hiking, cycling, swimming, rowing and kayaking. And funnily enough, where I'm camping, this is a privately owned site, it's really nice. But people come here and they hike, they run, or they jog the Southwest Coast Path. Croyd Bay is just here, so they'll surf, bodyboard, paddleboard, and some of them kayak as well. So that's all here. Obviously you can swim in the sea, and there's also a trail for mountain bikers. So, you know, really this is an ideal spot for outdoor activities and fitness. Number 2 is strength and resistance training. So taking your dumbbells, your barbell, your kettlebell outside, great thing to do. I used to run morning classes from my home via Zoom, and you know, have women all over the country clicking on in their garden to get it done first thing in the morning, and it honestly is just a complete game changer training outside. Or bodyweight exercises as well, or you could just use what's around. So like obviously now there's actual parks specifically made for outdoor exercises. I think the Adidas started that off, but you can also just use a kids park and have a play. Nothing wrong with that. Rock climbing, bouldering, There's also like functional training, so you can use things like so is that Human Race, I think, is one of them, but basically they use like natural things for the weights, so logs, stones, sandbags for lifting and carrying. There's actual competitions that you can do with these. Number 3, I've got flexibility, mobility, so just outdoor stretching yoga. I always take a yoga mat with me when I'm camping. Doesn't have to be anything mind-blowing, just being out there and stretching. And Tai Chi as well, gentle flow movements. I'm not too clued up on Tai Chi, so I'll stop there, but if anybody's got anything to add, please do let me know. And obviously sports, recreational stuff, so things like tennis, soccer, should I say football, basketball, frisbee, what have we used to have, rounders, I used to love rounders, all those kind of things, pickleball, anything, badminton, what else have I got? I've got skating and skateboarding, roller booting, AD, I've got roller booting in there, golf, yeah, different, like, you know, you can just do like fun mini golf, or you could do proper golf. And then adventure, so high intensity or adventure activity. So trail running can be, you know, more of a high intensity activity. Obstacle course racing, so this is what I was mentioning earlier, actually, like this, the one called the Spartan, Tough Mudder, but there's another one where they literally just use natural habitat. Snow sports, so we've got skiing, snowboarding, and then obviously where I am here, so surfing, windsurfing, paddleboarding, kite surfing, sailing. There's so many things. There is so much there on that list that I am sure you could pick one to do or one to try. Out of all of those so far, do you do any of them, or have you stopped doing some of them? What stopped you, and is it something that you can bring back into your life? For myself, realistically, obviously I love surfing, but there isn't really much surf where we are, and if it is, it's always freezing cold when the surf comes, so realistically I can't surf every week, so that wouldn't be something I could do every week. However, it's something that I do every year. So yeah, have a little think. What one could you do or incorporate? Have I said something new to you there? Yeah, have a little think. So exercising outdoors often offers a unique physical, mental and emotional advantage, and it goes beyond that indoor workout. So I've got 10 benefits of doing fitness outdoors. Excuse me. So the first one is improved mental health. So being in a natural environment, away from screens, away from technology, will reduce stress, anxiety and depression. Another reason that I come away in the camper van is to be away from that, and I am way more productive when I am away from it, which is so interesting, right? This campsite as well has a no audio policy, so they don't allow you to play music, which might sound a little bit strict, but actually it's so peaceful here. And it's nothing worse, is it, when you're chilling out and somebody starts playing some awful music. Outdoor exercise boosts mood, lowers cholesterol. It's just, you know, it's much higher effectiveness outdoors than it is indoors. Increased vitamin D, which I think I've said before, but sunlight exposure helps your body produce vitamin D, essential for bone health, immune function and mood regulation. And if you ever see me running in Weymouth, you'll see I normally wear shorts and a vest because I want as much exposure of vitamin D on my skin. It's not just because I'm mad, I'm also mad. Vitamin D is important for mental health with regards to it will help you improve your serotonin levels, but it also works with calcium to create strong bones, as well as a load of other things, and it helps with hormones. But it is one of those things where you're like, it's really important. It's one of the top vitamins, so, and you can get that from daylight. Most of the UK are deficient in vitamin D and vitamin B, so little bit of tips there to get some. Greater variety and stimulation. So natural environment, being in nature, provides constantly changing environment, so you're seeing different things all the time. It keeps the workout interesting, engaging, reduces boredom, and improves adherence to fitness routines. So we've got if again, depending on what you're doing, but if you are walking, jogging, cycling or something like that, and you're on uneven terrain, you know, there's going to be like maybe wind that's going to be a resistance to you. There may be things in the way and make things more challenging. This actually increases the calorie burn, and it also increases the muscle stability and the ability to engage. I've got number 5 is boost immune function. So regular outdoor activity in green spaces is linked to a better immune system. So that's normally due to the fresh air and obviously the vitamin D. Sleep quality. Natural light exposure during the day helps regulate your sleep pattern and promotes deep and more restorative sleep, which is what we need. Social interaction opportunities. So outdoor fitness often encourages people to come together, whether it be a running group, yoga in the park, or sports, and this helps then foster social bonds, accountability. And I think, again, I said before, as we get older, we sometimes you know, can get quite lonely, to be honest with you, because we build families and, you know, friends change or grow and disconnect and those sorts of things. So it's a great thing to do, is to connect with a group or join something, even if it's on social media. And actually, although I'm off it for the minute, I am coming back onto it, Ellen, but I've come off Strava for a minute. It's nothing personal, it's just like I don't know how to use it very well. But Strava seems like a great thing to do. My boyfriend's been on it for ages, and he was going, oh, it's great because you get you know, you get all this support. And I was thinking, I don't need support, I'm very disciplined, I don't need support. But actually it's really quite nice to know you're not the only crazy one that's trying to take care of their health. So you don't have to be like an athlete to be on Strava. I'm not one. Cost effective, this is a massive one. So most outdoor activities are free. You don't need a gym membership, and even if you do have to pay for something, it's normally pins just to take part in a group sport. And obviously, like for me, it's also quite time effective because you don't have to wait for a time slot, you can just go and do it. My exercise preference would always be to swim, but it's the faff of getting to the pool on time, having people that aren't, you know, messing about in the lane, and then the time it takes me to get ready and come back home. So running is always my number one because it's quick. Better cardiovascular health, so combining fresh air with aerobic fitness like walking, running, biking improves heart health, lung function, and it improves it better than the indoor equivalent, which is pretty common sense, I guess, from what I've said before. And greater motivation and enjoyment. So many people find that being in nature more enjoyable, which boosts your motivation and consistency, but also you more likely to keep going than if you were on a machine, for example. So again, a little bit of trying to sell you more outdoors here. I'm not saying that you all need to be going and training outdoors 5 days a week and sacking off your gym or sacking off your indoor groups that you do, but you know, it's time really to enhance how you feel and also the wonderful weather we have. I actually got a message from a sports massage client who wanted to rearrange his massage for this month because he said basically the sun's come out and he just wants to do so much outdoors that he didn't have a free day in May anymore, which I was supporting, as long as I don't have to pick up the pieces when he comes back after all his exercise. So yeah, so outdoor training boosts mood, enhances your ability to stay connected and engaged, increases your vitamin D levels, offers you more challenge, but in like an exciting way. It's very cost effective. You're more likely to stick to it because you're more likely to enjoy being outdoors than indoors, just naturally. It boosts your immune function. You are likely to have more social and community interactions, and there's something, this is going to sound probably a little bit judgmental, but there's something around you know, not all gyms, some gyms are really friendly, but a lot of the time people that are going to the gym are on a bit of a time limit, and you know, they haven't always got time to talk. There's this thing going on where people walk around with these in, so they don't want to be spoken to and so on. So I just feel that indoor gyms can be less community based, unless obviously you're joining a community group, which is completely different. Space and freedom. So obviously the best thing about being outdoors is there's a lot of it, and you won't be crowded, you won't have a lot of people, you're less likely to get poorly. You can train anytime, anywhere, and in the way that you want, and connecting with nature. So like I often say about being grounded and grounding, which people find just a bit woo, but it just means to just connect to the earth and feel, you know, like things are slowing down, have a sense of well-being. This will really enhance like your overall focus on what you're doing with life. And and I know I struggle quite a lot when I'm in the, I call it in the grind of it all, is the mental exhaustion, like mental fatigue, where your brain's just always on the go, thinking about the next thing and the next thing. So being able to slow that down is massive. So outdoor exercises, benefits, and why I would recommend, I'm trying to find you guys, why I would recommend that you use them. Hang on, I've lost you. I'll find you again. Oh, I seem to have, I'm asking to join another meeting. That's not what I want to do, is it? I'm back. If you wonder why I'm talking to the side, I'm also recording over here for us. So now, so Nicholas says that he mows the lawn, and it's a big lawn, 3.5 acres. So are you walking? Or are you sat on it? I know, well, I was hoping so, but you know, when you're like, is there someone going to be smart going? Brilliant. And do you enjoy it? Yeah, you do enjoy it. You don't get hay fever. That's a good thing. Oh, that sounds fantastic. And the thing is, something like that as well. So gardening wasn't mentioned at all, and yes, gardening can really keep you fit. What's interesting is, you know, let's say by the book, but the way that fitness professionals, I don't know, put activities into sections. They would say that mowing the lawn is an activity, whereas going for a trail run would be like a fitness activity. So they're different in what maybe the heading, but the outcome is still the same. And really what I want people to do is make sure that people enjoy what they're doing. The amount of times, and I've been guilty of it too, is people have tried to stick to something that they just genuinely do not enjoy. One of the products that I offer is online training for busy women, and a lot of the time they'll say, oh, I just want to do 3 workouts at home, and I'm like, brilliant. So I'll write them a workout. The workout is clear, it's videos of everything they've got to do, so they literally have to press play and go. But the fact is, they don't want to be at home and exercise. That's the first one. And secondly, they do not enjoy, let's say, lifting dumbbells, for example, at all. And as much as they try to adhere to it, you know, over a period of time, it's like, I just don't like it. And so as much as I will always say women should be lifting or using resistance, there's other ways in which they can still use resistance without being at home doing a home workout. So, you know, again, some people think it's fantastic. I've got a client of mine who trains 5 days a week in the morning, does her workouts with weights. It's a non-negotiable. She loves it. But we're also different, and really it's my job to kind of come in every month and try and share some light bulb moments with you of things that you can do to get fitter and healthier. Obviously, using the gardening as an example is there's only so much level of fitness that you can do. So let's say when you're mowing the lawn, you burn, I don't know, 500 calories when you mow the lawn. You'll do that every time you mow the lawn, and also the lawn isn't going to change. I don't think it's going to change that much in like how difficult it's going to be. Yes, it might be a hotter day, yes, it might be windy, but all in all, there's not much differentiation, as they would say. But if you were doing something more fitness based, you could still progress, and we call it progressive overload, so that you're challenging the body. And I often say to people, just keep the body guessing. For me, I'm a road runner, really. Isn't that a cartoon, Road Runner? But when do you have time to work, Nicholas? Meep meep. Thank you. Oh, I feel like we're going like off on a tangent now. Yeah, but this sounds like a full-time job, doesn't it? Yeah, it's one of those things as well that I think it's not that. Hang on a minute. How do I put this? Well, we're not taught how to garden, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. So my grandmother was amazing at gardening, and she had what they call the green fingers, and she would, when she retired, go round to like my mum and dad's house, my house, and just do the gardening, because ours was shocking, we didn't have time. But not once did we actually say to her, like, can you help me, or can you tell me how you keep these things growing? So yes, I need to learn, definitely need to learn, start from scratch. I think everything seems to die. So yeah, hopefully I'm making sense, but it's a case of something's better than nothing, and moving the body daily is what we want to be doing for longevity. This isn't about a weight loss thing. This isn't about achieving great things. It's about increasing our overall well-being. And yes, for some of us it might be that we're going to be doing something that's more challenging, and our health and fitness will improve, but for a lot of us, we just want to stay well. And I cannot stress how good you will feel being outdoors more. And whether you live in the forest or near the forest, if you live in the forest, that's even better, or you're by the coast, I really do recommend getting outdoors as much as possible, and sometimes working out why you don't get to do things. And like for myself, the reason that I would fail on a daily basis of not moving or not doing something for myself would be because, bless her, my daughter might need me, who she's 8 now, or work goes on a bit too long. And so therefore, for me, even though I don't want to, getting up and doing it first thing is like much more beneficial than letting it go into the end of the day. So apart from gardening, does anybody else do outdoor activities? And if so, what are they? Do you have like a non-negotiable, this is what I like to do? Please do share in the group. Whilst I am here, obviously the subject for motocross. That is also very challenging. Underestimated. Local running club, that's great. That's really good. I'd love to be able to run with a running club. The timings just don't suit me at the moment, and I don't want to wish my life away. Dean, have you got better since joining the running club? That was what I would ask. Again, like no. Oh. Yeah, well, but that's the thing, is that you see it as a social, but you're being physically active, and I think that's where the sweet spot is, isn't it? I bet you have got better. Everyone's probably got better. Yeah. Well, that's why we run, right? So we can eat and drink. surely. Brilliant. Thank you for your contribution. And the motocross, going back to that can be actually really quite physically challenging. But that wasn't on my list, was it? Motocross. We can add that to the list. Sidecar. So you'd have a motorbike and the sidecar. Oh. Oh my gosh. Sounds lethal. A real laugh. Well, I've lost my train of thought now. I'm just thinking about this person in a sidecar. Oh god. Where was it? Oh yes. So this information, obviously I've recorded it, and I'll put this in the WhatsApp group. But I've also got like a little PDF. So I'll put some information in the WhatsApp group as well. And we're going to be starting a 28-day reset very, very soon that will take us into June. So there's going to be more information in the WhatsApp group. This is like a bonus. It's not something that I've put in the structure for May. It's actually something that I offer outside of this, but I wanted to offer it for free. I've done that before. We did what did we do? Someone be on here that did this with me. Was it a 28-day movement challenge? I think we did. But this is a reset. So basically it's for anyone who's feeling a little bit like unmotivated, or they just like a little bit of coaching and support for free. Then join the WhatsApp group, and then the information will come out next week on what it is, how you can get involved, and basically we'll just be supporting each other in a group to change some habits, feel better, maybe hit some goals in those 28 days. So I'm just having a little look. Yes, hang on, I'm going to stop